President, Raise Our Voice is an organisation dedicated to amplifying diverse young female, trans, non-binary voices to actively lead conversations in our politic, both domestic and foreign. We've been given speeches from young people all over Australia, and I'll be reading some from WA today. This one's particularly moving. My name is Alyssa. I'm from the Moore electorate in WA, and like many other young Australians, I suffer from mental illness. In my 17 years, I've been in some of the toughest situations, finding myself fighting to want to survive. Hundreds of times hearing the saying, if you feel unsafe, go to emergency. But what can emergency do? Sitting in the hospital, waiting room for 6 hours, pleading for them to help save me from myself. Even with the overwhelming amounts of privilege and top health insurance money can buy, not that that should even matter, we were turned away. With a lack of beds, staff and supplies, their hands were tied. Had my parents been unable to take time off work to be with me for the week before I was admitted, I would not have made it there. The scariest part is that this was a notably short amount of time. Alternatively, people are waitlisted for months, begging for anyone who could help them survive their crisis. The Parliament of Australia has supposedly highlighted mental health and suicide prevention as one of its highest priorities. But if it's truly important to them, there has to be more they can do. By encouraging the studies of psychology, psychiatry, implementing non-negotiable mental health support systems in schools, and introducing youth funding towards those who miss work when in crisis, the government have the potential to change the game for youth mental health in Australia. Suicide is the leading cause of death in Australia for those aged 15 to 24. Make it known. Thank you, Alyssa. I now read Sascha's words. She writes, my name is Sascha Finlay Collins. I'm a 16-year-old who lives in Tangney. I'm asking for our Parliament to foster real national pride in what it means to be Australian. Changing the attitude of a country begins with its leaders, so I believe Parliament needs to take more steps to show the world who we are as Australians. We're home to the oldest living culture, and our incredible Indigenous heritage is something that Parliament could better showcase, using more Indigenous art and cultural practices on the world stage. Australia is also a country with, because of its unique biodiversity. However, we are losing this biodiversity from our native butterflies and bees to the whales that swim around our nation. We need to work together to preserve our native flora and fauna. Appreciating our heritage and protecting our environment are some small steps our politicians can take to uphold our Australian values of mateship, a fair go, and respect. When our politicians reflect these values, they inspire their people. I'm asking Parliament to preserve the identity of Australia to create a better future for all. And finally, hi there, my name's Darcy. I'm 16. I live in the electorate of Moore. Today I'm speaking to you about a topic close to my heart and probably close to many of yours as well. Cancer. This year I lost my good friend, Megan Reid. Meg was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2019 at age 16. Over the years, she had countless rounds of chemo and radiation, even beating cancer 3 times. But despite these efforts, she sadly passed away on the 14th of July. I'm not asking for sympathy, no. I'm asking for funding. Did you know that only 4% of federal cancer funding goes towards childhood cancer research? That's right. Considering worldwide more than 400,000 children and adolescents are diagnosed with cancer every year, this just doesn't make much sense. Childhood cancer is brutal and poses more challenges than adult cancers. Cancers in children often have no known cause and are different in how they spread and grow, making it hard to tell how they will respond to treatment. We lose countless children every year. Who knows, maybe we've already lost our future Prime Minister or our next Nobel Prize winner. After losing Megan this year, I've come to realise that without her here to push for federal funding from Parliament, someone must take her place. What a perfect way to honour her memory.
Thank you